What's going on, everyone? From LowKick MMA, my name is Dan Podolsky. I am joined with Charles Energy Johnson. He is set to return to the UFC octagon at the Apex on February 10th, or sorry, February 3rd, when he takes on Azat Maksum. Charles, thank you so much for taking the time.
What's up, man? No problem. No problem.
So first off, about 8 days out from the fight, when do you head out to Vegas?
On Tuesday. Today's Thursday. In about 4 days.
And
Yep.
you're taking this one, another short notice fight. How did this fight come together, and how's training been going?
Um, training's been going great. They called me. They wanted me to fight him on January 13th. Uh, I said yeah, and then his original date was February 3rd, and then they eventually pushed it back to what his original date was. So it for me it was just I told my manager, whenever they call you, it's probably gonna be a yes from me because I like to fight. So as long as I'm healthy and ready to go, I'm gonna take a fight most likely. So for me, it's just about every opportunity you get to step in there and make a name for yourself, and you got every opportunity to win each fight.
How much pride do you take in taking these short notice fights? This will now be back to back short notice. You've taken a lot, in your short UFC career.
I mean, it's not much about pride. It's just like where I view myself as a fighter. I feel like I can fight anyone in the world and beat anyone in the world on any given night. Um, and where I am in my career, it's just like I'm I'm taking on all comers. I don't really care who it is that they call me about. So for me, it's just about getting in there and performing to my best, putting together a game plan. It doesn't take long to do that, and I'm always in shape. So the weight cuts are never difficult.
This will mark the third undefeated prospect that you fought. You fought Muhammad Makaya, Rafael Estevam. Now it's Azat Maksum. How much pride do not pride, but like, how do you feel about those matchups against the undefeated guys? And you've had a pretty, for someone this will be your seventh UFC fight, you've had a pretty tough schedule, I'd say.
Yeah, man, I have a much tougher schedule than most people have. They put most of their career until they reach like top 15 guys, top 10 guys. So for me, it's just about going in there and performing. I don't really worry about the numbers or the records because a lot of these guys don't fight anybody. This is the promotion to show what you're made of. And if you can't do it in the UFC, then you know it doesn't matter where else you do it, in my opinion. And so for me, it's just about a challenge for myself and going there and just produce, man, produce, be myself and put on quality fights.
Have you gotten to watch the previous footage on Maxim? What stands out to you, and what do you think gives you the advantage over him?
I think I have a lot of advantages over a lot of people just about putting the right things together at the right times in fights and defending takedowns and not allowing guys to get to positions where they can stall time. For me, I know that I am probably the best 25-minute fighter in the world when it comes to championship rounds, but six of my fights have been in the apex, in the smaller cage against predominant grapplers. I'm really putting myself against a lot of adversity when I fight these guys. But with him, um, I don't really see him holding too many guys down. He's a freestyle wrestler. He has a double leg shot that he takes, and he's a pressure forward, poke in and out fighter. So he fights similar to me, but I think it's things that he's doing that he's still trying to grasp and grow in as far as his striking. But I think he can go anywhere and it'll be a great fight, back and forth.
You are on the three fight losing streak. What keeps you kind of motivated, and what do you think you've improved upon since your last fight?
Um, shit, all my fights are yeah, it's kind of tough, because I thought I won the O'Day fight, and then the Cody Durden fight, he shut me out with the back takes and able to take time off the clock. And then this last fight, I just kind of got in the same situation in the second round and the first round. So wasn't able to really put things together into the third round. And so for me, it's just about doing a complete fight, having a complete fight and coming out better that first round And I just been really trying to max my lungs out this whole camp and push myself to a new level where um if I can get guys tired in 2 rounds as opposed to into the third, get the fight started earlier, then I'll give myself a better chance in these positions that I'm getting in.
You talk about the 5 round fights and wanting to push these guys tougher. Is that cause you to kind of prioritize maybe going out early and trying to get a finish to put your guy away and prove that, hey, I don't have to go into the deeper rounds to get the win?
Yeah, that would be nice, but fighting at the highest level at flyweight, everybody's way more skilled than most of the other weight classes, so it's much easier said than done. It's just about, I'm learning a lot that it's a lot about mindset as well. You just got to go in there and put your mind to something and try to keep pushing towards that thing. Sometimes people make it happen, sometimes they don't. Sometimes guys fold, sometimes people come in with injuries that you don't know about, and you're able to get in there and put something together and surprise yourself. So for me, it's just about going there, putting my mind to something and being quality.
What's your goal for 2024? If all goes well and you beat Azat Maksum, how many times do you want to fight this year, and where do you see yourself at the end of the year?
I just want to fight as many times as I'm healthy, man. I want to be ranked before the year is over with and be able to make a push towards the belt either early next year or at some point in time. But for real, it's just about winning this fight and staying in this promotion. I love this. I love the UFC. I love fighting here, and I want the full UFC experience. So I win this fight. I want to be able to fight in the arena. I fought all 6 of my fights in the Apex. I've had 7 fights. My debut was in the O2 Arena, and that was great. That was awesome. But it was also came with all the nerves of your first UFC fight, and me and Muhammad had like a grapple fest. So for me, it's just about, winning this fight so I can get the full UFC experience. I don't feel like the UFC has done me any favors as far as allowing me to showcase my talents in this organization. And so for me, I just got to go out there and I got to make it happen for myself.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think that you're kind of the fighter who they're giving a lot of these up and coming prospects, on short notice, many occasions they're putting you at the apex? Why do you think you're that fighter that the UFC's been sort of treating you that way?
I mean, I don't know. It's not for me to really get entertained in my mind. It's just about me going there and focus on the things that's gonna put me in a position to win. For me, I gotta go and put on a good show, find a way to get these guys out of here. It's only so many more grapplers I can fight before I start getting the guys that make for the entertainment fights that people are gonna love. It's a lot of matchups out there that I look forward to, but it won't happen unless I win this fight. So I gotta go out there and just focus on this one. And it was short notice, but ideally 5 6 weeks is a good time for a camp when you're in shape. So for me, it doesn't give you too much time to, if you get hurt, it doesn't give you time to fix it. But for me, I think it's a great amount of time. 5 weeks is like perfect for me.
So this is the last time we talked, and since your fight before the Esteban fight, you became a father. How's that going?
It's great, man. Baby girl's getting bigger. 8 months have passed already, almost 9 months. So just about, it gives me that much more fuel every day to get in there and get to the gym and just train. And she comes with me every other session, so she's always happy, laughing and watching everything that I'm doing. So it's just fun, man. It's everything that I ever envisioned it to be. And I'm just thankful, man. I'm blessed and looking forward to like it's like I'm in this season of now I get to like do things for myself, so it's just like let's get this win so I can get to this position that I know I can be in this organization.
You're training at Murcielago MMA in Michigan. How's that been going? Who've been your main training partners for this camp?
I mean, I got a scattered room of different guys at different weight classes that I can train with. So, for the most part, we got a lot of wrestlers and stuff. So, Freddie Rodriguez has been a big training partner for me this camp, and I got a teammate Adam. He's a 145er. He's long, really good jujitsu. So, he's good pressure type guy, similar switch stance fighter to what I'm fighting in this fight. So it helps. And what's funny is we got out. I think in our gym we have like more southpaws than any gym most gyms, like half most of the guys I go with fight southpaw. So it's pretty good to get some looks in there, different weight classes, different people, and really work on my game.
Fair enough. Well, Charles, thank you so much for taking the time. My final question for you. February 3rd, Azat Maksum, Charles Johnson. Charles, give me your official prediction.
I finish him in the third. I'm gonna push his pace, put something on him. If he's not ready for it early, he's gonna get hurt. Um, but most likely his mind's gonna be there. He's gonna be there, and it's gonna be a grinded out fight. And I feel like where my heart, my mind, and my conditioning is, third round we get him out of there.
Awesome. Well, Charles, I'm wishing you the best of luck. If there are any socials, teammates you want to shout out, go right ahead. Of
No, we good, man. Thank you. I appreciate you. And we just looking forward to February 3rd. Make sure y'all tune in.
course, guys, Charles Inner G Johnson returns to the UFC cage on February 3rd. He takes on Azat Maxim. You will not want to miss that fight. Charles, thank you so much for taking the time. Best of luck to you, my friend.
Appreciate you.
Make sure to subscribe to the LowKick MMA YouTube channel for all the latest news, event previews, and interviews with some of the biggest stars in MMA.